But I am thinking about going back to the university in the fall. I'll probably sign up for another class. There's a few people in particular that I want to have second and third conversations with. That's pretty much the only thing that's pulling me back to the college university, is trying to put a bow on some of those conversations that I had with some of the students there. But I had a little bit of time this morning. Oh shit, what time is it? I gotta go pretty soon because at noon I've got to do some things for recovering from religion. But yeah, so here I am. So I don't always go to the school. I do like that place. Hey.
Didn't change my mind. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Take it easy.
You too.
That was Susan. I don't know what I was broadcasting, what I wasn't, but I interviewed her briefly. It didn't really go anywhere, so I encouraged her to think about it on her hike. And she just walked off her hike saying, I don't have anything to talk to you about. And this marker's dead. Swap it out for another one. Morning. You doing all right today?
Yes, and you?
I think I'm doing all right. I'm doing interviews today. I don't know if you're interested or not. I'm not with the park, but I've got a hobby where I'm doing interviews with people. We take a claim, like a claim that you make about the nature of reality, and then ask you questions to see how you could be so sure that it's true.
Yeah.
You want to do an
How long
interview?
does it take?
I set a timer for 4 minutes. However, when the 4-minute mark goes, the person usually wants to keep talking for a little while longer.
Yeah, sure.
What's your first name?
Rhonda?
My name's Anthony.
Anthony?
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. It's R-H?
R-O-N-D-A. But
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Well, I want to make sure I get it right. In fact, at any point during this conversation, if I say something or give the impression that it's not what you think, please correct me, because I don't want to misrepresent you at all.
Okay.
Even in the spelling of your name. Are you okay if I record this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The idea here, there's a second camera I want to put above your head to point at me, if that's okay? Okay. We haven't chatted by any chance before, have we?
No.
Okay. I'm meeting so many people that I've actually talked to here.
Oh, yeah, imagine.
Like secondary, third conversations. I can't tell if that's a recording or not.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes people are like, oh, we talked 2 years ago, and I'm struggling to even remember their name or what we talked about. So the idea here is to explore something that you think is true, and it's something that motivates you to behave differently. You actually go about your activities because you think that this thing is true.
Right.
And it could be kind of any claim. I was just talking to a guy who thought that Trump, he had a view on the president, so I use the same types of questions. What exactly, see ya.
See ya.
I hope to talk to you again. Can I give you my card?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Have a
let's
good
catch up again, okay?
Have a good one.
All right, bye, Michelle. That was somebody I talked to almost 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we could talk about like a political stance. We could talk about a supernatural thing. So, for example, if you see a cardinal, a lot of people think that's a deceased relative coming by to say hello. Or they might have a lucky rabbit's foot in their pocket. Or maybe they think everything happens for a reason. Or there's a higher power. Or your stance on some political thing or a social thing, like
So
anything like that.
So am I choosing
Ideally,
my belief? Or, okay, I didn't know if you had a set of questions or...
the questions sort of go where you take me.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of funny. Almost regardless of the topic, the types of questions I ask are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. It's almost like it's a template that you can overlay, but it's flexible enough to deal with... Sometimes emotions come up, honestly, where people get emotional about the view that they want to talk about. So we can really kind of talk about anything. What do you have in mind?
Not politics. I've had enough of that. I was listening to NPR yesterday about Kim Jong-un and murdering his older brother and his uncle and things like that, and of course Trump, and it's all over everything. And so I try to stay away from that now. And my ex-husband, he's so to the right, he wouldn't listen to both sides. I like to hear all sides, even sides that I really dislike.
Good for you.
But
I wish that happened more.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. It's not that they say a person that won't stand for something will fall for anything. It's not that I don't stand for something, but I stand for seeing all sides, because I know that no matter, it's like the great philosopher, let's see, I guess it was Socrates. He didn't write anything down, from what I understand, that he had scribes that wrote it down, so it had been written that he said, one thing I do know is that I know nothing. So the more, we can't know it all, although we think we do. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we're designed, for the lack of a better word, by our parents or however we were brought up. So we're here in the U.S. and we're in South Texas, and it's Southern Baptist, and we're designed in a way, or it's Catholic, or it's that we have our beliefs instilled in us. However, if we had been born in Arabia or any other country that maybe a Muslim country, and grown up like that, it's not that I don't want to use the word brainwashed, but I mean, when you grow up and your father's father and grandmother, great have been in a religion, have believed one thing, and you become that. And it's hard to look at another view. It's just, I don't want to get into religion either.
Would influenced be a better word than indoctrinated?
Yeah, but in the past I think they were worse than indoctrinated. I can't think of a word, because so many people were killed in the name of religion. Sure. Taxes and just going hungry for paying their fees to whatever the religion might be. But as far as we as people and beings, I believe that, of course, I grew up a lot of different religions because I lived in different families, foster homes. And so I went to a Catholic church, went to everything but Muslim, but in the United States, even Mormon, and not Scientology. But I think as a being that we are more than what meets the eye. I feel like Tesla, Nikola Tesla, he had said that you need to look at electric, frequency and something else, but we're almost, I don't want to say a machine, but nature and people. I mean, we have water, and we have, our minds are electrical. I don't know a lot about my degree. My bachelor's degree is in human resources, so I don't know a lot about all of the mind, but I listen to documentaries, how it fires and it's electrical. My oldest daughter has a brain issue where her brain is growing together, and when it bleeds, fires, she has these bad seizures, and the only cure is surgery, which at this point we're not doing. But our whole bodies are kind of in tune, like the whales, how they talk in a different way, or they know things, or the dolphins, you've heard stories of them saving people. And but us as humans, our brains are so easily, I don't know,
malleable,
as far as being what you might call a good person or a bad person. I mean, it can change you into something that, why would they call us human? It's inhumane, like what was his name that killed the Folger's daughter and all of that, that's been in prison forever. That horrible. Mason? No.
Yeah. Charles Manson?
Manson, that's it.
Let me try to narrow this down. This is really broad, and I want to see if I can zoom down to something. It sounded like there at the start you were saying that when it comes to figuring out what's true, going off of what we were told and raised with isn't necessarily the best way to go about doing it.
No. And when I was raising my 3 daughters alone, I told them, I said, if I tell you something, don't just take it as fact, because I may not know. I may truly believe deep in my heart that, like my grandmother, she was very superstitious. A red cardinal meant death, and she gave me a lot of these superstitions because she was raised by an Indian, American Indian. Her mother died in a fire when she was 3 months old.
Oh my goodness.
Her family wouldn't take her because her father was not quality. And so this Indian lady said, well, I will take her. And she raised her. And I think that's where she got a lot of these superstitions, And so...
And then you find yourself dismissing certain claims about reality just because they were told to you?
Because I want to see as a fact. I do believe that everything is for a reason. I think we're drawn here and there because too many instances that people I know and myself have been in a place and someone else and you're kind of drawn together, and then you find you have a commonality, or or something is going on. It's just really strange how it works. But yeah, as far as beliefs go, I don't think we should believe in, I think we should, well, even if you don't believe in the Bible, there's a place in there that says my people suffer or my people die for lack of knowledge. I think, let's say it's not God's word. However, I do believe that it is a living word. I think speaking it really is, and it might be just our impressions, what we believe we become. If you think good things will happen, good things happen, things like that.
Let me ask you one more.
Back on track. I keep getting off.
You're giving me all these little tantalizing things that I can go, and it's kind of tough to know where to go with this conversation to make it productive. But
I guess the big picture, what I'm saying is, we can't just look at the surface. It has to be deep. It has to be, because we're not just a physical being, we're spiritual, but even more than that, we only use 10% of our brain. So what is there that we don't know, that we just accept and grow hate or against another person that's not the same and not the same beliefs?
This outlook that you have, is it largely based on things that you were told? No, I was told so much about God being the all-powerful that I didn't even pray till I was 16. And I was afraid to. I was afraid that, it was fire and brimstone, that he would strike me dead if I even prayed to him and there was any small thing that I might not be approved of by him. And then later on in the years, someone said, no, he's like a father or a mother. If you had a mom and dad, would you want the best for your children and love them and care for them and feed them and keep them safe? Yes, well, that's what God wants. He doesn't want any harm. And okay.
So...
All right. Well, in the interest of keeping the interviews brief, I think we should wrap it up. But if I see you again, I think I'd like to have a second conversation with you where we can focus on a specific claim, like I think God is real, for example, and then we can explore your reasons, perhaps. You mentioned the Bible, for example. That might be a good, fun thing to explore. And we can certainly do that now if you want, but I don't want to hold you up for too long.
And two, he may be real in the sense that he's in everything. Maybe the land and how they say, well, the Spirit is within you, in the trees. And as you walk through, sometimes you're energized by nature. Well, some people are. And I think that the world is so tied up and busy, they don't have time to stop and breathe. Take deep breaths. Think about...
Is that one of the reasons why you come out here?
Yes. Yeah.
You picked a good spot.
Yeah. If I don't feel... well, it completes my day.
Well, good for you. I really do appreciate you stopping and chatting with me, and I want to give you this magnet and my card. Okay. You can look more into what I'm doing if you search for those words on... search them on the internet.
Sorry, I was all over the place.
That's okay. Well, I'm getting eaten up now. I thought that might happen.
There's a lot of things that... Well, I'm 60, and... my whole life I've been reading and, searching and wondering why people act the way they do, why, everyone wants to know, why am I here? Am I fulfilling a purpose? Am I contributing to society? And I guess that's why I go on all of these, because it's a whole big picture. But like you said, we have to pick. If you're going to interview, you have to pick one subject, because
that would be, I think, the biggest, probably my goal, and maybe
Yes.
one of our biggest challenges, is to pick a claim
yes,
and stay focused on your reasons, and then how you verify that those reasons are good. But then something to pick up on next time, maybe.
yeah. My reasons on religion and people and all of that is that we don't know. We need to always be searching, always be figuring it out.
Excellent.
Have a good day.
I hope you do too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi. Okay. You probably picked up on my willingness to end that conversation. Maybe it's just my age, or maybe it's just because I have a short amount of time out here, but I don't have a lot of patience for rambling kind of discussions. I understand that there are people like that, and you need to deal with it when you're doing SE. But this is where I start making all sorts of excuses of why I didn't really engage with her, fairly or not.